She just wants to be the best basketball player. And she's caught up in this political deal, and she's caught up in this racial discussion, and she's dealing with Nike, an organization that got her on a bargain basement deal and is telling her, well, we're going to wait to promote you until we're done promoting Asia Wilson. Won't even put out a Caitlin Clark commercial, won't put out a Caitlin Clark shoe, because Nike has decided that they must bow.
Nike's fortunes have declined recently. Compared to 2021, they were worth over $100 billion less. The situation got so bad that many demanded their CEO be fired, which compelled him to step down. Are people becoming less interested in sports? No. So what's the real story with Nike, and what role does Caitlin Clark play in it? There is, however, some positive news. One of the few generational athletes with the ability to earn billions has been signed by Nike. Consider LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, and most recently, Caitlin Clark. In April of this year, Caitlin signed an 8-year contract worth up to $28 million with Nike, a deal that will benefit the company greatly, especially with the trademark sneaker. Nike has no plans to release a Caitlin Clark shoe, despite Clark winning the WNBA Rookie of the Year award unanimously. Why not? Nike's stated explanation, however, is blatantly incorrect. What do they conceal? This narrative takes an incredible turn. Nike is taking advantage of its fortunate marketing opportunity, too. First of all, when Caitlin went viral in college, she had already signed a non-compete agreement with Nike. Because of her immense fame, Caitlin surpassed all other college players in the nation. In popularity, she was twice as well liked as Angel Reese, who came in second, and 4 times more popular than the most popular male player. That has never happened before. Several shoe brands came after her after she turned professional. She will represent the Curry brand as the face of Under Armour, while offers from Adidas and Nike were also offered. Since Nike had pushed her so hard throughout her undergraduate years and everyone was waiting for news about her signature sneaker, she stayed with the company. However, there has been no update as of yet, and the one that exists is completely absurd. After that, Asia Wilson, who had just won another MVP, took off her shoe, revealing a shocking bit of information about Caitlin. Wilson's sneaker is scheduled for release in the spring of 2025, having started development in 2023. This 2-year timeline indicates that Clark's sneakers may be on sale in stores in 2026 or 2027. How come? 2027? Nike's rationale? The process is intricate and calls for the support of Clark and the Nike team in addition to the production of millions of pairs and the planning of a marketing campaign. He had his own line of footwear during his debut season. So 20 years ago, Nike saw the opportunity to release LeBron's shoe and was quick to act on it. This man is going to be very important. For whatever reason, they can't do this for Caitlin Clark. And sure enough, there hasn't been a Nike commercial featuring Clark as a professional, despite not exactly being forced on the public. Give that some thought. No ad featuring Caitlin Clark. She has been the driving sensation in athletics for the past 4 years. If Nike is making that claim, then they are lying. Shoe companies expressed interest in recruiting LeBron James in 2003 as well. Nike, Adidas, and Reebok were all vying for his signature sneaker, and they were all desperate to sign him. Nike even began working on his sneaker before he signed. They came up with an internal code name, Air Zoom Nobel, which is LeBron spelled backward because they didn't want the news to leak. All right, that was obvious, so they opted for Air Zoom Generation. But without LeBron's knowledge, Nike started creating and producing a sneaker for him when he was still in high school. They succeeded in their goal to completely overwhelm him. When LeBron joined, Nike debuted in the NBA wearing the LeBron 1S. You're telling me that Nike shoe production has gotten so bad that it now takes 3 years to complete a task that used to take 3 months? No, there's more going on here. Wearing Kobe sneakers, Caitlin is shattering records yet hasn't been featured in a Nike commercial yet. They are making a conscious effort to keep her out of the spotlight. Was this, after all, the plan all along? Put her in one of the longest contracts ever, only to have Nike ignore her because they're concentrating on someone else. Drawing from conversations with knowledgeable individuals, Asia Wilson. Yes, it is related to Asia Wilson, a Nike athlete and WNBA MVP. However, the Asia Wilson speaks to the company's culture, which is more focused on stifling criticism than creating it, as Nike formerly did. As noted journalist Ethan Strauss noted on Substack, it is definitely related to WNBA MVP and Nike athlete Asia Wilson based on interactions with insiders, really. What kind of thing is that? Social media was very critical of Caitlin after she signed her $28 million contract with Nike. Indeed, a headline appeared in a prominent newspaper. It said that Caitlin Clark is getting a pair of shoes. This is the cause of the outrage. While Caitlin's getting her own shoe is a positive step for women's basketball, the narrative claims that reporting on the arrangement has angered others. What's the issue? Some supporters asserted that white players were the only WNBA players wearing trademark shoes. A'ja Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces, who hadn't yet played in a WNBA game, was thought by many to have deserved to have her own shoe before Clark. Perhaps Nike was put off by this. Fools, they don't care about business. Their goal is not to expand the WNBA. They are concerned with inclusion, equity, and diversity. What they're doing to Caitlin Clark is insane. It's not good business. It lacks long-term vision. Well, so Caitlin's lack of basketball skill isn't the issue. The problem is that it's both racist and unfair. Why does Nike give a damn about equity when it comes to profits? Even worse, why would Nike change course? This simply serves to highlight the racist motivation, isn't it? Had they simply pursued the most lucrative course of action, the situation would not have garnered as much attention. Later on, Ethan made a great comparison between Tim Duncan and Allen Iverson in his post. Even though Duncan was obviously the better player, Iverson controlled shoe sales, so no one seemed to be complaining about fairness. Actually, Tim Duncan's sneakers were evaluated twice by Nike before being discontinued due to poor sales. Who do you know was unconcerned? Duncan, Timothy. Though Caitlin Clark's circumstances might be different if A'ja Wilson had been like Duncan, they aren't. As she should, A'ja likes being promoted by Nike. Most people desire to appear in advertisements and on billboards. It's also profitable. However, it seems that she also supports the notion that it is racist. Watch what she said to her teammate Kelsey Plum about watching Paige Buckers, another athlete who is white. I really see you in Paige. It's not really about me, you know. She is aware of how her privilege got her to that position. She also realizes her privilege, even though it goes without saying that she is a good basketball player. Plum answered, "Thank you. However, A'ja's response suggests that Paige's opulence has helped her get to the top. She is, of course, an excellent basketball player." Oh no, which one is it? They don't want to bother A'ja if she is Nike's best female athlete. Just think of the backlash Caitlin would have faced if Nike had given her a pair of sneakers right away. The coach of Team USA also took issue with Caitlin Clark. The first preseason game, which had Caitlin in the spotlight, was mentioned on Twitter by the WNBA, but according to the USA and Lynx coach, there are other teams playing tonight than Caitlin Clark, etc. There are multiple players in the W. The hashtag was used by WNBA and Olympic coaches, which upset many. The preseason debut of a 22-year-old has an adult woman incensed. That wasn't all, though. It should come as no surprise that Caitlin was left off of Team USA. What justification was offered? She still hadn't earned it. That's not envy, I see. This is a basketball decision. After leading all rookies in points, field goals made, assists, steals, and minutes, Caitlin went on to be selected first team All-WNBA. She also led all players in assists and three-pointers made. The MVP voting saw her come in fourth. While the average attendance for a WNBA game is roughly 300,000, her games attracted over 1 million viewers on television. Her first-round playoff ticket cost more than the total cost of all previous WNBA playoff games. Caitlin's team, the Indiana Fever, was recently hosted by the Washington Mystics, who had to move to the Wizards Arena to accommodate all of the fans, setting a new record for WNBA attendance. She truly is that good in spite of the hoopla. Eventually, Team USA admitted that it had been a mistake to leave her off the list. What about Nike then? Is Caitlin Clark's parents truly afraid of the criticism on social media and refusing to give daughter her own pair of sneakers? Don't you think that the reasons for the CEO's resignation are very obvious? Please share your ideas with me in the comments section below.